Good morning, everybody. I'm at the Lion Mountain Spring. I slept in my good spot last night. My sleep's starting to level out a little. I was on this pattern in my house. I couldn't fall asleep till the earliest would be 3 a.m. And then sometimes it was like 5 or 6 a.m. Before I could fall asleep. And I don't know why. It was just so weird. It was like my body woke up at night, and no matter what I did, I could not. I could not sleep. So I was like a vampire schedule, and I didn't like it, but I couldn't really change it. So now, sleeping outside, it's starting to normalize, where the first night I didn't sleep till maybe like 4 a.m. And, so the first night I got maybe 4 hours sleep, maybe. Then the second night I got 5, and then I got 3, then I got 3 because I was dealing with my sick dog here, and I was saying goodbye to him. So I was, staying awake and petting him, and I couldn't get him into the back of the SUV so that he could lay next to me. It was so sad. It hurt him to pick him up. So I just put him on the floor of the car. So this is where I am. This is the Lion Mountain Spring. Oh, look, there's little Chippy crossing the road. See him? He's in the ditch. And it's sunny. And so I came here because I wanted to wash my face and brush my teeth. And, it's great because for the past couple mornings I woke up. I'm getting a routine now. I guess that's what I need to say. So here's the water here. And I would say it's like 1 degree above freezing. But it's very refreshing to do that, And I fill up. I have 2 little water bottles I just filled up. And blew my nose, and blood didn't come out. So that's new. I mean, blood has been coming out of my sinuses for a long time now, being in the moldy house. So that's a gain, my mental clarity is great up here. And so I did go down. My neighbors are so wonderful. They let me use their bathroom. They texted me and they said, I have extremely specific dietary needs. And they texted me and said, we have some spaghetti squash down here for you waiting. And so around 8 o'clock at night, I went down there and had a hot meal, which is such a great thing, and but can't really stay there that long, because then I start to go, I don't know, I guess it's called down on the power curve. I've read about this in Eric's books. I've heard Brian Rosner and Solona Armstrong talk about it in their videos, and I'm starting to experience it a little bit now, because I notice when I come up the mountain, I have energy. I'm more mentally clear. When I go down the mountain into my old neighborhood, when I first get there, I'm okay. But about half an hour in, I don't know how long in, it depends. And it also depends on if I'm exposed to chemicals during that time. So I had a really rough moment yesterday. I did similar to this, and then I drove down, and I was parked in Jackie's driveway, and I had some things I had to do, right? I had a list. I have to call Straight Talk. I have to increase my data, or, go to the higher plan, because I had Wi-Fi at my house, and, I'm like, oh, I'm probably burning through data. So I did that, and I have to get a phone, because my phone is acting weird, and this phone doesn't have any storage, so it's not gonna. So I had to call Straight Talk and talk to them, like, okay, what's the cheapest phone I can get with the most memory? That's what I said. And so, and I have points or something. So that's what I did. I ordered that. And so all of these things take energy, and they take mental energy. Physical energy, I still don't have. I mean, at my low point for physical energy, the most I could do, literally, there was a low point where I could not walk to the bathroom as many times as I needed to go. So I had a little pot by my bed, and then I would, empty it maybe once a day. I could make it to the bathroom. And then I could, I was eating a lot of just raw fruit and maybe stuff ready made, because I couldn't stand up long enough to cook a meal, because my feet would swell up so bad and my legs would shake, and I would feel like I was going to pass out, and my heart would beat. And so so that was the low, and that came in 2018 after taking fluoroquinoline antibiotics. And I have to tell you this, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. The only certification I've ever had was a teaching certification, and that's expired now. So, don't take my words like as gospel truth, because I am just sharing with you my experiences and what I had to do. And, what that happened to me with those antibiotics when, it was like a bomb went off in my body, and I started researching. I researched because they gave me an IV of it when I was at the hospital, and then they gave me a bottle when I went home of the same thing to keep taking. And so I researched the drug, and I saw that it had some, side effects. And so I started Googling, and I found a group called the Fluoroquinoline Toxicity Group on Facebook. And those drugs are like Cipro, Avelox, and, and so that's when I started my education, or I would say my re-education about health. That's when I changed my views, my paradigm, if you will, on health. Because what I discovered, because I couldn't do anything, I was bedridden. So all I did was I just kept searching and searching and searching. And I looked for scholarly articles if I could find them, And basically what I found out was that the whole medical system is like messed up, because basically they're owned. I don't know if YouTube's going to let me post this video, but I'm not saying stop taking your medication or stop going to doctors. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying for me, it didn't work out because big pharma is what drives our medical system, not actual healing of the body, And so I'm interested in healing my body so I can return to health. I don't want to take pills anymore for the rest of my life, in order to do anything. So anyway, and after that, I couldn't tolerate anything. Like the next time I got sick with the diverticulitis, I went to the emergency room and they gave me pills, and I broke out in such bad hives that they had to jab me with stuff. And so they said, there's nothing we can do for you. Go home, like sent me home to die. So at that point, that's when I had to take responsibility for my health and try to figure this out. Okay, if the doctors, and I went through a really bad depression. I mean, I considered suicide. I've considered suicide several times throughout this journey of ups and downs, not because I want to die, I don't, but because I felt like there was no other way out. I was trapped, right? I mean, if the doctors can't help you and you're sick, what do? And so I'm just sharing on this journey what I did, and what I'm continuing to do to try to restore my health. And I'm sure I'm just going to talk about that, but I'm going to try to keep these videos under 10 minutes, because I know when I was YouTube watching, I thought if it's over 10 minutes, I was like, I'm busy. I don't know. And was I busy? I mean, I'm on disability. I did have a part-time job before COVID, closed all the call centers. I was auditing calls. And I don't know. I think, maybe I'm going to try to do a short video in the morning, and then maybe one in the evening. And, yeah, and that's it. And so I'm so grateful that you guys are here and that you guys are watching me. Like I said, my first goal is to heal myself so that I'm strong enough to help others, and I want to raise awareness, because I do think that a lot of people who have these illnesses, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, mold toxicity and chemical toxicity, they actually do commit suicide. And so, I have a strong faith in God. Plus, honestly, I think that suicide is selfish, and I don't want my last act on this earth to be something selfish, I don't want that to be what I leave behind. So I've taken steps, to make sure that, that I don't do that. But I can honestly tell you this one last thing. When I get exposed to chemicals, this is what I'm discerning now. They have an effect on my brain, and first they have an effect on my body, and then they have an effect on my brain, and I get extremely emotional. Like sometimes I get violent rage, and then it decreases into sadness and depression, and the suicidal thoughts come. So now I've just learned to say, this is just a chemical. It's going to come out of my brain. It's going to come out of my body. It's like a wave. I have to ride it out, and then it's gone. And usually when I get those hits, I come up here, or I go to, there's another spot I go to. I'll show you that a different day. But yeah, so that's out. That's all for now. I'm out. Please like, subscribe, and share. Because again, my goal is to raise awareness and to get people to heal so that they don't die of, mold toxicity, chemical sensitivities, fibromyalgia. Okay? Thank you.